Do you feel like your rap beef hindered your music career? Do I feel like the rap beef hindered my career? Yes and no. You get what I'm saying? Because if you from Sacramento and you really know the history, then you know like I've been that dude. You get what I'm saying? I've been that dude since a little dude. Like I've been having it, been riding big, been rapping like way before these people. I didn't need nobody to come save my life. I always was shining. I always was looking good. You know what I mean? Like go back to MySpace and go look up, you know what I'm saying? Type my name on MySpace. You dig what I'm saying? You probably could find it. You know, I always look good. I always, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I was the first youngster in Sacramento with a custom chain. You dig what I'm saying? This was 2004. Custom stick-up star chain, yellow gold with the rose gold rope on, Franco. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, you know what I'm saying? Had the Jacob, rose gold Jacob with the iced out face. You know what I'm saying? That's like the first, I was the first youngster to do it with that. I made people want to rap. I made people want to get money. You dig what I'm saying? The youngsters, you feel me? Because I was the youngster riding around in the Benz and doing my thing and, you know what I'm saying, just really handling my business. You get what I'm saying? So everybody like younger than me, I was, you know what I'm saying, like really giving them a run for their money though. Back then, I was 2004. You get it? So as I got older and they seen me with the power, they seen me with 100 youngsters behind me, you know what I'm saying? Pulling up, jumping out, riding clean, back to back, out all night, all the pretty girls. You know what I mean? Like, I done had all day baby mamas. I got hit songs, so it really don't matter. You feel me? But I think if I would have had the same exposure and the same helping hands and the same assistance as everyone else, as my oppositions, of course I'd be further. For sure, I'd be further. But because I might feel like I'm not where I should be due to the facts, I got hit records that could have been platinum selling records if I would have had a Universal Records behind me, or if I would have had a Empire pushing it, you know what I mean? Or if I would have had a Atlantic pushing it, I could have been #1 on the charts, all of that. But I released Have You Ever myself. I paid for that video. I put it on my YouTube channel. I never paid for any promotion on that song or that video, and look what it did. You get what I'm saying? Like, so when God got you, God got you. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
CML Lavish D's situation is complicated because in some ways he probably does feel blackballed, and in other ways he probably feels like he still won regardless. That's what makes his career such an interesting case study in independent success, loyalty politics, and how street alliances can affect business in hip-hop. Here's a full narration structured to stretch close to 9 minutes while staying YouTube-friendly. A lot of people look at CML Lavish D's career and ask one question: did the industry blackball him? And the honest answer is probably yes, and no at the same time. Because if you really listen to Lavish D over the years, you can tell he feels like certain doors were closed on him. Certain collaborations never happened. Certain industry relationships probably never developed the way they could have. Certain opportunities may have disappeared before they even reached his phone. But at the same time, Lavish D is also somebody who built his name without needing the machine. That's why this conversation is deeper than people think. See, a lot of artists depend completely on labels, radio stations, playlists, and celebrity cosigns. If the industry turns its back on them, their career disappears overnight. But Lavish D came from an era where Sacramento artists were building names independently through DVDs, YouTube, local buzz, and pure street reputation. So even if certain people stopped supporting him or certain doors got closed, he still kept motion going because he never built his foundation on the industry in the first place. And that's important because you can't truly miss something you never fully had. If somebody grows up rich and loses millions of dollars, they feel the loss immediately. But if somebody builds success from the mud without ever touching that level of industry support, they adapt differently. They learn how to survive off independence. And that's exactly what Lavish D did. Still, that doesn't mean there weren't opportunities left on the table. Because imagine some of his biggest records with full industry backing. Imagine if one of those songs that already did millions of views independently had a major label marketing budget behind it. Imagine if a Universal Records, Atlantic, or Rock Nation machine pushed the record nationally. Imagine radio play, playlist placement, movie soundtracks, celebrity reposts, late-night performances, and nationwide promotion. A song sitting at 20 million views independently could absolutely become a 100 million view song with the right machine behind it. Not because the music changes, but because the reach changes. And that's the difference between being independent and being fully connected politically inside the music industry. A lot of fans only look at talent. But talent is only one piece of the puzzle. Relationships matter, alliances matter, politics matter, trust matters, and in street-influenced rap culture, alliances can either elevate your career or limit it. That's where the Mozzy situation becomes important. Because once deep divisions form between neighborhoods, camps, and alliances, it starts affecting business. Not just street relationships. Music relationships, too. A lot of people may want to hear collaborations between artists from different sides, but real-life politics don't always allow that. And Lavish D himself has basically spoken on how the industry picks sides. Usually, whoever an artist meets first becomes the relationship they protect. That's just how loyalty works in rap. If an LA artist built a relationship with Mozzy first, they may feel obligated to stay loyal to that relationship, even if they personally have no issue with Lavish D. Not because they hate Lavish D, but because they don't want tension, confusion, or political problems attached to their brand. And that's one of the hidden costs of rap beef and gang alliances that fans don't always understand. It's not just about diss songs or social media arguments. It affects collaborations. It affects touring opportunities. It affects networking. It affects business deals. It affects introductions. It affects endorsements. And most importantly, it affects trust. Because even if somebody says they're neutral, an artist in Lavish D's position may still feel like he can't fully trust them due to the history connected to the opposition. And in that world, trust is everything, especially when real situations have already happened between people. That's why certain alliances can unintentionally become a form of blackballing, not always officially, but socially, politically, financially. You may lose access to rooms you otherwise would have entered. You may miss out on features that could have introduced you to new audiences. You may never get certain phone calls. And over time, all those missed opportunities add up financially. Less collaborations means less streams. Less streams means less visibility. Less visibility means less sponsorships and business relationships. And suddenly politics starts costing money. That's one of the biggest lessons younger artists should learn from situations like this. Sometimes being tied too deeply into alliances can limit your overall growth, especially when the audience is larger than the streets. Because the internet gave artists the ability to reach the entire world, but politics can shrink that reach back down. Now, to Lavish D's credit, one thing he did well was staying consistent. A lot of artists disappear after setbacks. A lot of rappers lose motivation once they realize certain industry doors are closed. But Lavish D kept dropping music. He kept building his fan base. He kept his name alive. And consistency is one of the biggest reasons he's still respected today. Because longevity matters. Anybody can go viral for 1 year. But surviving multiple eras in rap is different. Especially in California rap, where trends change fast. And another thing people should respect is that Lavish D maintained an identity. He never completely changed himself, trying to chase trends. A lot of artists sacrifice their authenticity, trying to fit into the mainstream. But fans can usually tell when somebody becomes fake for attention. Lavish D stayed connected to the audience that supported him from the beginning. That's why his core supporters remained loyal. Now, if there's one lesson newer artists can learn from this entire situation, it's this. Don't let politics completely trap your future. Because at some point, business has to become bigger than division. That doesn't mean people have to trust everybody, and it doesn't mean people have to forget history. But smart artists eventually learn how to separate survival from self-destruction, especially once families, money, and long-term goals become involved. Another thing Lavish D can continue doing to remain successful is expanding beyond just music. Because independent artists today make money differently than artists in the past. Content creation, podcasting, brand partnerships, merchandise, documentaries, independent media, streaming platforms, live events. Those are all lanes where an artist can maintain relevance without depending on major labels. And honestly, authenticity is becoming more valuable than industry polish anyway. Fans today respect artists who feel real. That's why storytelling matters so much. People don't just follow music anymore. They follow personalities and life experiences. And Lavish D already has years of stories, history, controversy, lessons, and experiences that people are interested in hearing about. Especially because Sacramento rap culture has such a unique history. At the end of the day, though, this whole situation teaches one major lesson. Every alliance comes with benefits and consequences. Sometimes loyalty protects you. Sometimes loyalty limits you. Sometimes standing on principle earns respect. And sometimes those same principles close doors. That's life. But regardless of where people stand on Lavish D, one thing is undeniable. He built a career people still talk about years later without fully depending on the industry machine. And in today's rap game, surviving independently for that long is an accomplishment by itself.